So today I want to talk about the starseed children, chosen ones, indigo children. So those are the children with special abilities. And you may actually be a parent out there who has got one of these children and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? Now, during the course of my life, I've had a chance to meet with, I could say about three of them, three so-called children that society has labeled to be autistic. And these children have got something in common. So when they're in school, because me personally, I've met these parents of these children and I've seen these children physically. And the parents have told me there is one common thing the parents have told me. They have told me that these children, they are, what is the best word I can use for that? They are too smart and too wise for their class. So sometimes you see these children in schools whereby they are going to say they are not fit to be in a particular class. So sometimes they are going to move them over onto the upper class, because they are too wise or too knowledgeable for their age, number one, and for their class. Even sometimes their teachers, they do not understand why those children actually they tend to perform well uh, in their classes. So when it comes to these people, the chosen ones, the star seeds, you're going to look back in time. It has also happened along my journey as well. So you're going to look back in time and you will see that you are either labeled autistic at some point in your life, so they decided to put you in a specific school because they thought you were autistic, or if you are in a certain school, actually you are way smarter than the other kids. You are way wiser and smarter than the other kids. You know what I mean? So sometimes you'll see these star seeds who are in school and they are doing really well, or sometimes you will find the star seeds who are they don't have anything to do with school. They do not even want anything. They don't even want to hear the word. You know. Along my journey over the years, I never liked school. So I did not want anything to do with school. I think even my parents, that's the reason as to why I used to get into a lot of trouble, because my parents used to punish me. Why into in class? Sometimes they are sending me to class. And before I reached the school, I actually used to make a diversion. So I never liked anything to do with school. Even when I was in school, sometimes I would not focus. You know what I mean? So sometimes these children, these star seeds, they are usually old souls. Not always the case, but they're usually old souls. So sometimes you will see on a spiritual level, actually on a very subconscious level, they do not want anything to do with this physical realm that we live in most of the times. They are in this physical realm, but it's very difficult for them to fit in. You know what I mean? The things they are talking about, they are the things out of this world. They're talking about stars. They're talking about the universe. They're talking about spiritual stuff. They're talking about angels. They're talking about this and they're talking about that. And most of the times it's difficult for them to fit in, because a lot of kids who are in their age, the other children who are in their age range, they have a problem understanding them. They have a problem to understand what they are talking about, or sometimes where are they coming from. You know what I mean? So sometimes it has always been a very, very strange phenomenon when it comes to a lot of these starseed children. So a lot of you starseeds, you are going to realize back in the days, if you look back in time, you may even sometimes be a starseed and you don't even know it. So you're going to trace back along your journey and you're going to see either one of the two things happened. When you are forced to go to class, you were actually doing very well, extremely well. Actually, you were on top of the class, better than the other kids. You were really performing well in school. Somebody would not tell you something two times or three times. They just mention it once and it clicks in your head. And usually used to pass very well, go to get high grades and move to the next level. You know what I mean? Sometimes even you are studying through scholarships. You are getting even sometimes scholarships to further your education because you were actually too wise for your age and for your class and for your age mates. You know what I mean? But also on the other hand, if you're a star seed who sometimes maybe could have had like very struggling parents, maybe they didn't have a lot of money with them. There was sometimes little money for them to pay their fees and the school fees and things like that. They couldn't afford sometimes to pay for them their school. You know what I mean? So it doesn't apply to the Western world, because most of the countries in this Western world, they can actually send children to school for free. You know what I mean? But in the low developed countries, most of the times you have got to actually put in the work and pay for these children to go to school. But sometimes you see those parents, they couldn't afford the money. You know what I mean? To pay for those children to go to school. But these children actually were very wise. Whenever they entered those schools, they would really perform well, and sometimes they were put on scholarships to study for free. You know what I mean? But the other star seeds also, which I'm part of them, the ones who have actually not have anything to do with schools, those are the kids you would never find them in class concentrating or focused. You know what I mean? They were in class, but they were thinking about different things. They were talking about things that were out of this world. You know what I mean? So they were actually forced to be in school. They did not like anything to do with school. They didn't even they didn't like their teachers. You know what I mean? So star seeds, they come into this lifetime, into this life, into the or onto this planet. Some of them could have reincarnated, or some of them could have actually come into this world with a particular type of wisdom. You know, a particular set of wisdom. So they have got a wisdom that is from the higher realms. You know what I mean? And for them, the reason why sometimes you see them struggling with school is because they feel like actually they're wasting a lot of time in these schools. You know what I mean? They don't even know what they're studying in the first place. You know, they will do study and they will do perform well if they are being forced to. But most of the times you will see them even they're dodging classes. Even sometimes you will see star seeds. They will spend a lot of time they're not even in class. But when it comes to the exams and it's time for them to do exams, they are going to actually perform very well, even sometimes better than the other kids who have been in school all this, for the whole semester or for the whole term. So, star seeds is one common thing what you will see with them when it comes to all these schools and the schools, classes, education, and the things like that. They do not relate with education. They do not like anything to do with those things. You know what I mean? It is one of the most common traits you will see if you know a star seed. Me personally, I've seen like two of them. So sometimes you see because a lot of people don't understand, especially the people that are into this 3D reality, the life we live on this 3D. A lot of times people don't understand that there is children actually who are born with gifts. They were born um, with particular gifts, with specific gifts. They are children actually who are actually coming in from the stars. You know what I mean? So because of that, they fail to understand who these children are. So sometimes they will see their brain is like their wisdom, their IQ, very, very intelligent, very, very, very intelligent individuals. And sometimes you will see them putting names on them that they're autistic. You know what I mean? So sometimes they will label them with different kinds of, they will diagnose them with different kinds of conditions. You know what I mean? But the whole truth and reality is that those children don't have a problem. They do not have any problem with them. They are as fine as they can be. You know what I mean? The only thing is that actually they are probably in the wrong place. You know what I mean? You could be having a child who is an old soul. Their souls dating back thousands of years and is sitting with children who are actually young souls. You know what I mean? So it is coming, of course, automatic. It is automatic that and obvious that they are going to outsmart most of their children, most of the people that are in their age range. You know what I mean? So I'd like to know if this thing has happened to you as a star seed. If you know a star seed, the chosen one, and you have got this, you have been having these problems in school whereby people used to diagnose you with different illnesses or conditions. Maybe people told you had autism, or sometimes they sent you to a different school, a special school for people who are autistic. You have got to know there was nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? Or sometimes you may be a child who used to go to school but actually used to struggle with school. You didn't like to sit in class. You hated your teachers. You didn't like all those things of exams and everything. I would like to know about that in the comment section below because it's a very, very interesting subject, ladies and gentlemen. So until then, guys, I would like to know, give us a comment. Let us know what you think. You know that I always love and appreciate your support. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desmond signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.